trying to create tools so that if you're a farmer and you want to grow fiber hemp and you mow it down, how do you know when to pick it up, right? When is it ready? And I remember when our team first started working in hops, we went out to Washington State and we asked them, how do you know when the hops are ready to harvest? And the farmers said to us, we just know, right? So if you went to any farmer here today and you said, how do you know when the hay is ready to bale? We just know, right? So you have to learn. You have to learn the feel and the smell and the look. That's how it was in hops. That's how it is in hay. You just go out and you know the day, you know the whatever. And so with hemp, it's learning so that we just know. But when we start, we have to have different cues, colors, feel, textures. What does it look like when it's ready to bale up? What does it look like when it's fully redded or too redded? And so that's one of our big projects, is really trying to put together pictures, analysis. We're actually using fiber analysis like we would in forages to try to understand, well, if we sent these samples in, what's the NDF and the ADF, which makes sense for some people here. And so what are the cues? What are those visual cues and chemical tests maybe that we can use to train ourselves so that at some point we just know. We just know when it's ready for whatever product we're going to be selling into. So we've been working on that with Chris Callahan. He's in the back there. And Andy Chamberlain, he's got another video camera. I see. There he is, right there. And Laura, myself, and Steve Costell, but really trying to crack this nut, because again, it's a new crop, and hopefully in a couple of years we'll say, well, just when it's ready, right? Right. So stay tuned. That's all this is showing. We've been looking at ADF and NDF and how many weeks till it stabilizes, and we're not seeing any more losses of kind of digestible fibers and nutrients. We don't want those in hemp fiber because it's fiber. We just want the fiber. We want the lignin, versus when you're making hay or making forage, you don't want crops that have all that lignin. But in this case, we want to get rid of the other stuff and only have that fiber left. And so that's what we're trying to monitor here. I think that's it for this site. There's a cool picture. And if you want to learn more about hemp fiber, this afternoon, Laura and Janet are going to be doing a great presentation and display on all the different products that they've been making with the hemp from here. Now, this is no pressure on Laura, but when I hired her, I said, I have a vision. You got to watch out when I say that, but that we're going to have a runway. I'm not a model, clearly, but, where we're all walking down the runway in our hemp clothes, made from the hemp here at Borderview Farm. I've had hats and a pot holder, and it's not enough to cover, and a towel, and some other things too, but we're working towards the runway. And it will not involve any pot holders. Just in case you see that in an upcoming flyer, you're like, I heard about this. I'm not going. But seriously, Laura has been really, really engaged in how do we take this material and make it into something really valuable and beautiful and from here. So if you're more interested in that, please join her this afternoon.